Hey everybody, welcome back to Lit Medallion. It is Sunday, the day after our trip to DKR for the first time as a program. It was a hot Saturday, but ultimately at the end of the day, it became a very beautiful Saturday, a very beautiful time, a beautiful moment in time for our program. And, and when I struggle making up a title for my video, usually I just say UT versus UTSA, and I make it very bland, but I'm trying to kind of give the feel of what I experienced. And so getting to the game, I had access to something I would never have access to, right? It was just a beautiful experience, very beautiful. Everything surrounding it, being able to. Well, I'll just say I had access to something that I would probably never have access to in my lifetime without someone saying, "Hey, come along," right? And that made it that much more beautiful because I got to see 105,000, 102,000 people in a stadium. 95,000 of them, probably 98,000 of them, wearing burnt orange. I got to see that beautiful moment of them really being engaged against UTSA. Oh, they were engaged. They were a little worried. And that was beautiful. Because who are we? Where are we? 12 years into it. This isn't a Conference USA rival taking us for a trophy, right? Competing with us for a trophy for Conference USA. Compete for bowl game supremacy, right? Who gets to pick which bowl game they want to go to, make it easier for their fans to travel. No, we were in the Lion's Den, and we had them engaged. And it was beautiful to watch. Almost emotional to watch our kids. Coach Traylor talking about it. And this is probably the most beautiful moment of it. Was Coach Traylor in his post-game raving about a walk-on. And he made a joke, there's got to be some kind of violation for him to be a walk-on and to provide what he's provided for us. It's a joke, and playing at NIL and playing at scholarships and stuff like that. But that was a beautiful moment to hear. And so you see the title of what I said and what I'm saying right now. And so I'm coming back, and while I was out there and I saw the way our kids played, the way the fans were, and I just said, you big, beautiful human beings, you have 98,000 people. They're worried about you. They really want to beat you, not want to win a game. They couldn't let this one go. And I saw Coach Traylor, onside kick. I saw Coach Traylor, the double pass. We've seen the double pass before. It's not even a trick play. Everyone calls it trick. It's not even a trick play. We saw Zakari go up and get it. We saw that fourth down play. It was beautifully set up. And as Coach Traylor said, the surest hands he's ever coached. And he would say he's going to call that play another 4 times probably this year. It was set up. It was there. We just didn't get it. We had 2 touchdowns, called back. One called back and one not called a touchdown, right? And then Frank, apparently I was enjoying the total beautiful experience, and I missed a deep pass Frank had. A guy open, he could have taken it to the house. And so as I'm driving back, I'm walking back, I go, I want to make a title for this. And beautiful kept coming to my mind. And so that's why you see this. This is a beautiful moment in time for us. Can we take a beautiful moment in time and turn it into a beautiful decade? A beautiful quarter century, right? Can we build from this? Because I'm telling you what I experienced. If you're a fan, you're a sideline fan of UTSA, you're a sideline supporter of UTSA, you kind of do a little bit here, do a little bit there. If you're not fired up after watching the team out there and seeing what the team went through, to just say, hey, here's an extra 50, here's an extra 100, then I don't know what it's going to take for you to want to, right? Now, I get it, the economy and everything. So I'm just saying people with the wherewithal, the means, if that doesn't fire you up, what happened there after last year, right? Being Conference USA champs, this I don't think anything will. Now it was hot as all get out. So the tailgate, I mean, it was miserable. You under a tent, in the tent, it didn't matter. It was hot that day. And I thought it was supposed to be a little mild, right? And we could have used it probably, but it was just beautiful. Beautiful to see. A beautiful experience. So let's talk about what I saw from the game. And it's kind of funny because Coach Traylor mentioned it. And it was one of those things. Well, Steve Sarkisian mentioned it. He goes, "We really set it up." He started squeezing our plays. He talked about it. Our 4-yard routes, our 5-yard outs turned into 12-yard gains. Right? They found out we had kids who can play. Do we have enough kids who could play? Do we have enough kids who could step up and withstand the onslaught of Bijan Robinson? Right? Just constantly coming after us. Constantly coming after us. We found out, maybe not. Right? We lost Dadrian Taylor. We lost his brother also and for injury in the game. And, those injuries they take their toll. But none of our kids stopped playing. And it was beautiful. All 4 downs. But here's my thing. I don't think we tried to go over the top enough. And I know our OC loves setting it up, and setting it up. But I think there was a time we probably could have gone a little bit more aggressive in that regard. Now, look, I get it. So this is a nitpick. In this situation, it's a straight up nitpick because he's got to do his best to manage his players, manage the clock, get passes that can be converted to first downs, right? For sure things, don't stop the clock with incomplete passes. Keep that clock moving because we needed the clock to be our friend, right? And so I get it. So this is a nitpick. And I think that's the only one that I have, to be honest with you, for the whole game. Defensively, what do we do? I saw kids that were in position. Yeah, you can say didn't tackle. We did miss tackles. Or did Bijan and whoever the other guy, I think his last name is Johnson, just break tackles? We were there. Did we miss tackles? Or did they just break tackles? A lot of times they just broke tackles. It wasn't like, because when we had them firmly wrapped up, I mean, it wasn't like they slipped away from those. I'm just talking the kind where you're wrapping them around. It would be a great tackle to make the tackle. They just broke tackles. There's a reason why Bijan's probably going to be the number 1 running back taken at the end of the season in the NFL, right? The quarterbacks didn't burn us. We picked our poison, right? And unfortunately, it ultimately probably didn't matter what happened at the end of the day. Did we have some penalties? But yeah, we did. But they weren't dumb penalties. They weren't, offsides. Okay, fine. That happens. False start, that happens. But you know what the most beautiful moment was? As I was driving back, my riding partner was on Twitter calling us nothing. Oh, none of these kids would ever be offered by Texas, just bigger, stronger, faster. And I don't know if they meant it as a slight against UTSA or if they're trying to say, hey, Steve Sarkisian isn't the guy. Well, you know how blue blood programs are. They're ready to pull the trigger on anybody just instantly, right? But to see the video of the Texas players and Sarkisian jumping up and down, celebrating a victory over us in their locker room. That's a beautiful moment. And that should, as a fan, as a donor, your support for UTSA should find a little extra from you. It really should. That's the kind of thing where you say, oh, hey, would Baylor do this? Would Tech do this? Did Houston do this? I'm not so sure they did. I don't know. I mean, teams celebrate victories. Don't get me wrong. And I get it, but the whole dancing and everything, that's a little over the top for a 1-1 G5 Conference USA school, right? For me, that's how I felt it. That's a little over celebration. So that tells me that there was more to this than for them than there was for us. To say this game we played free and loose, did we? I mean, I've watched this team. I've watched Coach Traylor. I've watched this team for 12 seasons now, right? You all have. Anyone that's on here has. Did we play like we had nothing to lose? See, I don't think so. The double pass, we call those. The onside kick, I guarantee you they saw the players running back, and even the announcers that were talking about the game said, after the game said, they caught him because they just kept running straight back, and it's hard to stop and come back forward. It was just the right play call at the right time. You find a weakness, you probe. And what's kind of interesting is I bet that it becomes a pooch kick if they notice that they're not running back. Because there was nothing really intentional about it. It was just get it 10 yards, and it was a great onside kick. Great play call. Great play call. Is there anything else that I can say about our program that maybe you could tweak, you could do? Okay. You got to catch every pass. You got to make every pass perfect. I mean, that's about what it comes down to right now, right? That's where we were. And it was just, that's what was beautiful about this game. Losing sucks. This ain't a moral victory. I'm not calling this a moral victory by any way, shape, or form, but I'm just calling this a beautiful moment. And it really was. And Coach Traylor in his post game talking about what he saw from his kids, that was a beautiful moment. And if you don't follow Inside Runner Sports on YouTube, JJ does a really good job of covering UTSA sports, and that was a great post game interview. And got to give it to Coach Traylor. He said, if we were close and we'd score a touchdown and we were kicking back off scoring, it's close, don't be surprised if he would have called onside kick more. Don't be surprised if on fourth down we're close, he calls that same play again. 9 out of 10 times, something like that. I forgot what his exact, maybe a couple more times. And so that's my point. He's there. You can't play so conservative that you're playing not to lose. They played to win the football game. They did. They didn't just suddenly start chunking it up, throwing 3 guys deep and throwing Hail Marys and whatever, and did 4 or 5 flea flickers. No, they played a pretty standard football game. Is a double pass a trick play? Well then, okay. Isn't the Wildcat a trick play? They scored out of the Wildcat. Bijan's big run was out of the Wildcat. That wasn't a QB behind, taking the snap. That's ultimately a trick play. Is that not standard? So that's what I'm saying. Brady's thrown the double pass before, right? Zakari made a great catch. I mean, he reached up, high-pointed it, and just pulled it right off their head, basically. It was kind of cool. It was kind of cool to see him do it. And I'm happy for these kids. And I hope these kids see this. And I want them to know every last one of them are big, beautiful human beings that represented the University of Texas San Antonio in a first-class manner all game long. They could have easily gotten chippy, started talking, running some noise, that kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about. But they didn't. They were so focused. They really were. And it was beautiful to see. A lot of like Bijan's run, that 73-yard run, number 19, I mean, I don't know his name. It was either number 19 or number 29, was in the backfield. He just missed tripping him up. So these kids were prepared. They were very prepared. We had a scheme that I'm telling you they weren't expecting, but it's our normal scheme. It's how we play football, right? You see it all the time. So, as a Roadrunner, it was a beautiful game. And Coach Trailer, you're a big, beautiful human being, and your post game was just awesome. Tell me what you guys think. I like, subscribe, comment. I need to go take a nap because that was a long drive back to Houston after a long day in Austin. But you know what? I wouldn't trade it for the world. This is a moment I'll never forget. And to my hosts, I hope they get to see this. Thank you for being gracious enough and allowing me to partake in that experience. It's an experience I'll never forget. And you're also a big, beautiful human being. I told him that. He said, well, I don't know about that. But like I said, it's been in my mind. Beautiful. Just what it was. Peace out, Roadrunners.